Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first day of Vlogmas. I am going to attempt to do it this year. I am going to attempt to post every single day for the next 31 days. I'm a little bit terrified, I'm a little bit scared. I did it in 2020. I didn't do it last year and we're trying again this year. We're gonna try again this year. And so today I have my December update for my rolling Project 10 pan. Every other project pan that I'm working on this year will be ending. I'll be doing my finale in December, but my rolling Project 10 pan I will wrap up on December 31st or January 1st. So I have 9 products to share my update with you on today. You might be thinking to yourself, Steph, you just said it was a rolling Project 10 pan. I did make the decision in either my October or November update that as I finished up some of the products, I wasn't gonna be rolling in new products for the end of the year because I was feeling a little bit of project pan fatigue and just wanted to rotate through more of my makeup collection rather than trying to pan a bunch of things at the end of the year. So I have 9 products to share with you today. I do have new empty, which I'm super excited about. If you're interested in my progress and updates on my rolling Project 10 pan, stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you like project panning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love for you to consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the update. All right, guys, before we get into it, I am going to attempt to post. I hate to put myself on a schedule because I just fear that like chaos is gonna ensue, but I'm going to try and post my daily videos at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am gonna be so proud of myself if I actually am successful in the Vlogmas posting every single day. Anyway, let's jump into my progress. I like to go in order that these things have been in this project. So let's start with a product that has been in since the introduction. It is my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I have mine in the shade Feathery. I've been using this so much that my lid broke off. I do seem to have a problem with Kosas products and the lids breaking off because I had the same issue with my Kosas concealer, but this is where we are at with the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I am fairly confident I will be able to finish this in the next month. I'm like a little bit nervous just because sometimes I feel like that outer like lowest layer of powder ends up taking longer than you think, but I have been wearing makeup more frequently and I just really want to finish this before the end of the year. This is one of those products that I wasn't sure how I felt about this product when rolling it into this project. But the more I use this, the more I realize I really do love this powder and do plan to pick up another one in the future. But I would like to finish up a couple of my other powders in my collection before repurchasing this product. Back in January of this year when I rolled this into this project, this weighed 75 grams. It weighed 67 grams last update, and this powder still weighs 67 grams today. Like I said, I do think I will be able to complete this by the finale. I'm really hoping so. I'm hoping this is an empty by the end of the year, but that is my progress on the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. Next up, I have another product that has been in since the introduction. It is this lip liner from Vive Cosmetics. It's in the shade Velvet Sands, which is a really beautiful warm nude shade. When I rolled this into this project, this weighed 4 grams. It weighed 3 grams last update. It still weighs 3 grams today. I was hoping, my little determined heart was hoping I could finish this by the end of the year. That is definitely not going to be the case. Although when I look at my line markings in progress from January till now, I do have to just be happy that I have used a decent amount of this lip liner. Lip liners are not a makeup product that I reach for really at all unless they're in a project. So had this not been in the project, there definitely would have been significantly less progress. So I'm just really happy that there's any progress at all. I don't believe, in fact, I am certain this won't be an empty by the end of the year, but at least good progress was made. I do really enjoy this formula. I like the shade. I just didn't do makeup as frequently last year or this year, and lip liner I already struggled to get myself to reach for. This next product, my empty, I rolled in May, and it is the Patrick Ta lip gloss in the shade Is She Younger Than Me. I did end up taking the stopper out of this product and I have completely used up, I really can't get that last little bit of lip gloss out from the very bottom. When I rolled this product in, I was all the way up here. My line markings have kind of started to wear away just a little bit, but or a lot bit, but I had a significant amount of this lip gloss left. I lost this lip gloss for a little bit and then I found it again. And I will say I do really like the like shade of this lip gloss. It was like a warm pinky coral lip gloss with some sparkle running throughout. However, I do find that this formula is a little bit stickier than I typically prefer, so I won't personally be repurchasing this, but I'm very happy to have a lip gloss empty because y'all know my lip product collection in general, like lip products as a whole in my makeup inventory or makeup collection is out of control, and then very specifically lip gloss is the worst of them all. So always exciting to have a new lip gloss empty. That weighed 31 grams when I rolled that in all the way back in May. It weighed 27 grams during the November update, and it does weigh 25 grams today as an empty. Next up, another product I was really hoping I would be able to empty out by the end of the year, but I think just due to not doing my makeup as frequently, that's not gonna happen. This is my Daniel Sandler watercolor gel cheek color in the shade Nectar, and this was going in some other projects, so I'm not exactly sure where we started this project out, but this is approximately where we're at now. There's still about a third of this blush left. My packaging on this, annoyingly, has also broken in that the product comes out at the bottom rather than the tip, so it can be a little bit like annoying to use. This is one of my favorite like liquid blushes I've ever used. I love the tone. It's super neutral. It's like a neutral warm tone shade, and it's really great for just every day. I just have not reached for this enough to empty this out. I think I was hoping to empty this out by the end of 2021. That didn't happen. Another year has passed pretty much, and this still won't be an empty, but hopefully I can empty this out in 2023. I am obviously going to continue to work on this product over the course of the next month. I might take a break from it and not have this be like one of the products that immediately rolls into my 2023 rolling Project 10 pan. This did weigh 12 grams when I rolled this in June. It weighed 10 grams last update, and it weighs 9 grams today, so there was some weight change there. Like I said, I have been doing my makeup more frequently, and I actually did reach for this quite a bit over the course of the last month, so maybe we'll see a little bit more weight change by the end of 2022, but I certainly don't think that that's going to be an empty. Next up, we have my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I rolled this in July, and my goal was really just to hit pan on this. And I also was trying to work on a different bronzer for my Graveyard Project pan. So for quite some time, I was more focused on my Ilia bronzer than this bronzer. Now I have been reaching for this quite a bit more since the last update. This did weigh 132 grams when I rolled this in July, and it weighed 132 grams in the November update, but it does weigh 131 grams today. So there has been a little bit of weight change. This is pretty much the only bronzer I feel like I've been reaching for. And I know people say they've hit pan on theirs like rather quickly. I don't even really see a dip. And if I like run my finger across it, I feel like the slightest dip, but it like compared to how much I know I've used this bronzer in its lifetime even, I'm actually very surprised I don't feel like I have a more significant dip. So I don't know if I'm gonna hit pan on that by the finale. Maybe that'll be something I'll have to try and hit pan on next year, but that's my update with that. Next up, a product I have had good progress on since rolling this in is my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Tiger's Eye, which is this really beautiful metallic brown shade. Anytime I am reaching for a brown eyeliner, I have been reaching for my Urban Decay pencil. I rolled this in July as well, and this weighed 6 grams when I rolled this in July. It did weigh 3 grams last update, and it still weighs 3 grams today. Although when you do look at my line markings, you can tell I've made significant progress on this eyeliner throughout the course of this year. I wasn't certain when I rolled this in July if I would be able to complete this by the end of the year, and I certainly don't think that I'm going to be able to finish this pencil by the end of this year, but I do believe this is something that will be an empty in 2023, which I'm happy about, just because I do have, eyeliner is a category that I do have a lot of eyeliners in, but it doesn't feel that way because they're obviously smaller pencils that just fit into a little mug. But I do still have quite a few dark brown eyeliners, so if I could get through one and have an empty, that would feel like an accomplishment to me. Next up, I rolled my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the September update, and it weighed 31 grams in September. It did weigh 30 grams last update, and it does still weigh 30 grams today. So this is the challenging part for me with this concealer. When I rolled this in, we had demarcation about right here. I haven't felt like I can change the line marking until this update. I changed it to approximately here. I did use this today when doing my makeup, and like even looking, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Can you guys see there's like This is just an interesting product because I do feel like I see like demarcation, quite significant demarcation throughout the concealer, but then I also feel like I'm nowhere near close to emptying this out. And every time I use this and every time it settles, I feel like the demarcation is just like different. Like it's very hard to tell where exactly I'm at with this concealer. But concealer historically is a product for me that I feel like takes longer to get through. I did have one concealer empty in 2022. I finished off my Hourglass concealer actually within this project. So this won't be an empty by the end of the year. I guess I should just be happy that I finished off one concealer and hope that I can finish off a couple maybe next year if I get a good head start on this, which I feel like I've already done. Another product that I rolled in September was my Dior Forever Highlight. This is in the shade 2, which is this really beautiful pink shade. And my goal with this was just to hit pan on this. I have been using this quite a bit. You guys know I love a good pink highlight. There it is swatched right there. It's this really beautiful like icy champagne pink shade. This weighed 62 grams when I rolled this in September, and it still weighs 62 grams today. I'll be curious to look at the progress photos that I take. I felt like last update I was excited to look at my progress photos, and then like I felt like I made no progress, and I'm hoping that's not the case again today. I was gonna say this felt a little bit dry when I just swatched it, but now I did it again and it doesn't feel that dry. Regardless, I feel like I can still make this powder work even if the powder is a little bit drier. This is definitely an older highlight in my collection. Would love to hit pan on this. I have no idea how deep this product is. I do believe it is a waffle pan. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be super obvious if I hit pan. Sometimes I know like with my Bobbi Brown Pink Glow highlight, when I hit pan on that because it was a waffle pan, I didn't even realize I had hit pan on it. So I'm still hopeful that maybe I could hit pan on this before the end of the year, but we'll have to see on that. And then the last product I have to update you on, I actually did roll in last update, which I wasn't going to roll any products in, but I finished off a foundation in my last update and I wanted to replace it with a foundation that I was close to finishing off within my collection, and it was the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. So when I rolled this in, it weighed 52 grams in November, and I marked the line marking like right here. Definitely a thicker Sharpie line marking. So this does weigh 50 grams today, so there has been weight change, but I don't necessarily feel like I can make necessarily like a new line marking. Let me open this. Okay, if I put my, oh yeah, actually I could. Okay, there's just like a little bit stuck on the walls here, but I actually would be like right about here. So I will make a new line marking there. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this by the end of the year. I have been trying to focus more on just like using up foundations in my collection rather than cycling through all of my foundations, because I do feel like I'm really close to finishing some foundations in my collection. I have one more foundation to finish before I reach my goal of 3 foundations finished before I can buy new foundations. That's a goal I set out for myself in my makeup rehab series because I had brought in so many different foundations to my collection this year. I told myself I had to finish 3 before I could buy any more foundation. I have like 3 foundations, this one included, actually maybe like 4, that are like on the cusp of being an empty, but I just need to finish them off. So my focus is gonna be on those foundations for the rest of the year, again, rather than like cycling through my foundation collection. And then maybe in my rolling project 10 pan for next year, I'll focus on a newer foundation to my collection, but it's gonna be close. There's still like a 1/4 of this product left, and then I have obviously some other foundations that are about the same amount, like a 1/4 of the product left. So it's like really prioritizing which foundations I want to be an empty and which are not. So the jury's out on whether or not this foundation will be an empty by the end of the year, but that is gonna wrap it up for this rolling project 10 pan update. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below if there is any specific Vlogmas content you want to see from me. If you have recently finished off any makeup products, I would love to know what you panned this year, or maybe let me know what your most exciting pan of the year has been, whether it be like a product that you emptied out that you didn't expect to, a pan that you hit that took a lot of effort. Let's chat about it in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel, for supporting what will be Vlogmas. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye.